there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? In today's ASMR Maps video, we're using good old Google Earth again, and we're going to focus on Europe in today's video, which I'm intending on being quite interesting and informative as well as relaxing. I am going to do a pretend virtual backpacking tour around Western Europe. I actually did this when I was in university. I did backpack around Europe, and I've already done a video doing that, so I'm not going to repeat that. Instead, however, I'm going to do it again virtually in a different pattern, so I'm going to go to different countries in a different order in different cities. And if you enjoy this video, let me know with a like and a little comment, and tell me what you would like me to do next time. I was thinking maybe I could do one of the Americas or North America, maybe pretend to fly into Canada, go on a road trip, go through the States, head to Mexico, maybe Central America. Maybe I can do one in Asia, fly into Japan, go to Korea, China, Taiwan, maybe Southeast Asia, maybe go through India. Let me know what you'd like to see. The possibilities of this type of video are endless. I think it's going to be really fun. Suggest me routes, or just suggest me cities to visit on my virtual backpacking trip. Okay, so we're going to start from Wales. I myself am from Swansea. I've covered Swansea quite a lot in the past, so I'm not going to do that again today. But on this pretend journey, we would go from Swansea, and the train would take us all the way to London. So we've seen London quite a few times. Beautiful London. I used to live quite close to it. It's a very nice place. If you haven't been, then I fully recommend it. It's one of the nicest cities in the UK, to be honest. Extremely historical, lots of things to see and do. Very nice people. The Londoners get a little bit of a bad reputation from other places in the UK, but I found them to be nothing but lovely. I mean, compared to Welsh people, they're quite quiet, particularly on things like public transport. We're quite noisy, and we chat to anyone the Welsh do. It is a big city, and you don't make eye contact on the underground or anything, same as you wouldn't in New York or whatever, but anyway. So from London, we're going to go over the sea. Now, in real life, when I did my trip, I went to Calais and then on to Paris. Let's do it a different way then. So let's say I go from London and I go up the coach to Harwich. And from Harwich, you catch a boat over to the Hook of Holland, which is here. So in this fantasy virtual trip, we've gone over to the Netherlands rather than to France. Now, I've spent quite a few days of my life in The Hague and Scheveningen, and this surrounding area. I've never ever been to Rotterdam, which is bizarre. So let's take a look at Rotterdam. So obviously you've got the typical canals and beautiful Dutch houses. I love the architectural style of traditional Dutch houses with the sort of special roofs just in case it snows, and this sort of often four floors. We don't have that very commonly in the UK, or even more, sometimes 5, look. Oude Genever Advocaat Hedebrekers. Looks so picturesque. love the architecture of these houses. God, they're just so nice. Rotterdam, very, very busy port, very industrial city, but it seems to have a very nice architectural side to it as well, so that's Rotterdam. Okay, so we're in Rotterdam. I'd imagine you can probably connect to anywhere. The trains in the Netherlands are like superb. But worst case scenario, you'd have to go to Amsterdam to the hub and then go to wherever. So, where shall we go? I feel like we should go south because I'm going to do it in a loop like I did in real life. So in real life I went to Paris, Madrid, Barcelona, Rome. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go Belgium. We've got to stop in France, go to Spain and Portugal, and then over to Italy and back up to Germany. Tell you what, no, I'm going to change my mind. We will go this way and we'll finish in Belgium. Okay, let's go then. So we've gone Rotterdam, maybe Amsterdam in reality, and we've headed into Germany. I've always wanted to go to Hamburg, but I've done Hamburg on these videos before. I've not done Bremen. That's another place I'm very interested in. So this is Bremen in northwest Germany. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. Very nice fountains. Bremer Landesbank. I do like a nice tram and a cobbled street, I have to say. I'm a sucker for that. That's cute. I love the central square. That must probably be the main square. And there's another place actually is very influenced by its busy port, Bremen. Curiously, because it's inland, but it is connected to the sea by this long river. And you go up to Bremerhaven, which is technically part of Bremen. It's this weird situation. Back with the individual... Oh, I can't remember what they were called back then. But yeah, this was like the same state or whatever. It is now the same state, Bremen and Bremerhaven. You can see the dotted line there. That's technically a part of the state of Bremen, which is the smallest state in Germany, I believe. Okay, so from Bremen we would catch a train and we would go southerly, quite a long way actually across country. So we've gone from Bremen. We're going to go to... Oh, should we go to Prague? We'll go to Prague. I have been to Prague in real life, but not on this backpacking trip. It's a very beautiful city. And when I went back in like 2000 and maybe it's just before 2010, 2008 maybe, very cheap compared to the rest of Europe back then. I was probably caught up now. But yeah, very, very picturesque and beautiful. But very cheap for food and drink, alcoholic drink particularly. So that is Prague. So we made a little stop in Prague. I think it would be rude not to go to Poland as we're there. It's taking our trip completely out, though. Maybe I'll do a different one through... Yeah, I'll do a different one through Eastern... Oh, I say Eastern. Central and Eastern Europe. Okay, so we'll go from Prague to Austria. I've done Vienna many times on this channel. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go... I've done Salzburg a couple of times. Let's go to Graz. So Graz, I mean... The word picturesque is a little bit underwhelming for the scenes that you have in Austria. It has to be one of the most beautiful countries. It's stunning. All the views are just amazing. Doing Google images on Austria and then going somewhere else seems a little bit unfair. I'm thinking about Salzburg in particular, but also Vienna. So wonderful. The buildings are fantastic, the views are fantastic. Just a really pretty country. It's lovely. So that's Graz in Austria. So then we're going to go down through the Alps to Italy. Now, on my Italian channel, I've looked at practically all of the big cities. But I'm thinking about my audience. You guys are probably interested in Venice, aren't you? I've never been. And they are starting to get quite sick of tourists there as well. So if you're thinking about going, I'd go sooner rather than later before certain sections are already closed off. Venice, of course, is in a lagoon on some islands, which I think some of which are actually sinking. And there are no roads. You get around by boat or walking, and it's very built up by the local population. And then just tourists ascend from everywhere. And so I think there are certain sections that you can't get to anymore. There are like barriers and you can only get through with a residence permit card or something like that. I don't know exactly how it works, but it is incredible in terms of its history. Venice used to be the capital of a papal state that controlled most of the Dalmatian coast, running down between Slovenia, Croatia, modern-day Italy. And it had a lot of power and a lot of riches, as you can see from the beauty of its, then capital. Beautiful place. Okay, so that's Venice. So on this pretend trip, we've taken a train, and now we're going to head into France. I've looked at Marseille a couple of times on this channel already. I've done less so with Nice, so let's look at Nice. So technically I've been to Nice, but I didn't get out of the train. I just changed trains at midnight in the train station and carried on into Rome. So I haven't had the pleasure of going around Nice, but I understand that it's very nice. Ironically, nice Nice. That wasn't meant to be a joke. It just kind of happened. So many nice places to visit in the south of France. You've got Marseille. Technically not France, but you've got Monaco. You've got... let me just get rid of that. You've got Montpellier, I believe. That's beautiful. So nice. Looks a lot more Mediterranean than the north of France that I'm used to. Okay, so we've gone through Nice, and now the train line is very easy to get down. We won't stop at Barcelona because that's very we've done the very touristy Venice. Where are we going to go in Spain? Where am I going to take you? If I were to take you anywhere, to be honest with you, I would take you to Seville, because we're going to go to Portugal anyway, so that's fine. So we've travelled all the way around Spain, past Murcia, where I used to live, into Seville. Seville, the hottest city in Spain. Murcia is the driest, but Seville is the hottest. In the summer it can get up to 40 something degrees Celsius. Sweltering hot. But at one point in time it was the capital of Spain. And also I think it may have been, I'm not sure if it was the capital, but it was definitely, as you can see from the architecture, a part of the caliphate of the Moors, who came up from Morocco and northern Africa and ruled Spain for a really long time, actually. So there's a lot of the sort of history of the sort of Arabic culture in many parts of Spain, particularly the southern part of Spain in Andalusia. And there are lots of palaces and stunning buildings to look at. All the old-fashioned, a lot of the old-fashioned images of Spain, flamenco dancers, and all that thing come from Andalusia, i.e. Seville and its surrounding cities, not Spain as such. So then we'll go from Seville. We will go to the capital. I think I've taken you to Porto previously, so we will look at Lisbon. I spent the summer in Lisbon 1 year because I was perfecting my Portuguese. So I did 3 weeks of language courses in Lisbon one summer. It's on the Atlantic coast, so it's not a Mediterranean city, so it's not quite got the same vibe as sort of Marseille, Barcelona, etc. places in Italy, but still a beautiful, beautiful place, and really beautiful in fact. One of my favourite places in Europe. I've heard many wonderful things and had a look for myself on Google Maps about Porto as well. That's a very beautiful shot. So yeah, Portugal is a little bit of a hidden gem. Some people overlook it. So then we go up from Lisbon, we travel through Spain, and we'll stop somewhere else in France. I think we should stop over on this coast, maybe in Bordeaux. Bordeaux is a wine-making country. Again on the Atlantic coast, inland but connected to the sea by the river, I believe, which runs out to the sea. I was meant to go to Bordeaux a couple of years ago, but it fell through. I do really want to visit. I mean, the buildings are actually stunning, aren't they? Nowadays, ironically, I don't drink wine anymore. I find it gives me a little bit of a headache. But I presume the good quality wine in Bordeaux would not do that. Gosh, it's so beautiful. That's a wonderful fountain. So that's Bordeaux. And then, as promised, we're going to travel up. So we'll go from Bordeaux, we'll travel probably through Paris, and we'll end up in Belgium. I'm trying to think where you'd actually catch the train from. If we're being realistic, I think Lille in France, there is where the actual connection is. So let's go. Oh, I went to Ypres on a school trip. It's a really nice, really pretty place, and they do the bugle to commemorate the Second World War and the First World War as well every night. Is that at Ypres? Or am I getting confused? That's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? A lot of those Dutch, Flemish style buildings there, architecture, even though actually Ypres is technically in the French speaking part of Belgium. Looks quite like the Notre Dame in Paris, that bit. It's funny how Belgium's got that that shared style of French and Dutch styles. Oh, look, a Celtic cross and an Irish flag. Ah, yes, I do believe we were there when they play. I think there's maybe all the names of the fallen soldiers in there. That's Ypres. Very pretty place. And then we would catch the connection, maybe go to Calais, go to Dover. But this is my trip and I'm not ready to finish it yet, so we go to London and we catch a train to Scotland. We'll go to, I think we should go up to Edinburgh. I have a friend from Edinburgh and I've been told by many people that it is one of the most beautiful cities in the UK. And I have never been, which is terrible. It really is on my to-do list, I promise. The red brick buildings are absolutely beautiful. I understand that there are all these hills surrounding it, so there's lots of beautiful views. Hills and castles and monuments. Yeah, look at all these amazing geographical features there as well. That is really beautiful. And from Edinburgh we probably catch some sort of ferry. And we will go to somewhere. To be honest, I went to Belfast once and I thought it was really lovely. In fact, I have a slight confession. I preferred it to Dublin, which I thought was too touristy, and I've mentioned it on a video before and I won't go into detail, but love Ireland in general, but Dublin doesn't kind of feel like London. Yeah, it feels like London, it feels more like a big city, you know? Whereas, I'll show you somewhere else in the Republic of Ireland, which is a lot nicer. Even though, like, the majority of the population of Ireland live in Dublin. But back to Belfast, so pretty, look. Rare blue skies. I know, just like Wales, they have a lot of rain, which makes it all green and lovely, of course. Wow, they're so grand. That is so nice. Beautiful. And then from Belfast we will travel down through Ireland and I'll take you to Galway, my favourite place in Ireland. There's a lot of sports on the water. They've got these boats, they have races. They've got obviously some people kayaking there as well. I happened to visit Galway in the middle of an actual storm, so the weather was atrocious, but it was still beautiful. They have this bay, and they do a lot of sailing and stuff on it. Beautiful swan. I went to feed the swans in Swansea today. Yeah, you can see all the water features everywhere. Oh wow, that's beautiful. And the beach. Yeah, I fell in love with it when I was there. So beautiful. And from there we would go to probably my second favourite place in the island, Cork, or Rosslare back over to Wales, and as we are travelling back home through Wales, I would take you to Newport. Not the big city of Newport, but the town of Newport on the coast, which I visited with a friend a couple of years ago and thought was absolutely wonderful. I took the dog and we walked along the big long beach there. And then we drove back home via the coastal road, and it was so impressive. There's a massive big beach. It goes all the way around. This is in high tide, it was in low tide, so this was all sand everywhere. And we went and had a sit outside in a pub. So very pretty. Lots of green, lots of water, lots of dog walks. If that's what you're into, then you would love Wales, because that's all we got. Yes, I would go to Newport, I think. Failing that, I would probably come round the coastal road and go to Tenby, but I've shown you Tenby in another video, and then go back home to Swansea. It's funny looking at these compared to all the others, because I obviously know where everything is. It's the new arena, that is. So McDonald's is there, and we've got a castle there. This is all being redeveloped, actually. It's all closed off at the minute. They're doing it up. This beautiful building is actually just a Waterstones bookshop. There's a nice castle in the background of the waterfall. The daffodil, our national flower. Here's McDonald's just there. I think that's, where's that? It's the Mumble's Castle. I don't even know where that is. I think that's the museum. Lovely. So, that is my little trip around Western Europe, excluding Scandinavia. And I'll try and find the video that I did, and I'll put it just here for you in a second, talking about my actual real life trip around Europe when I backpacked around it in 2002, using Interrail tickets to go on the train, where I did visit Scandinavia actually. And if you want to suggest a trip, maybe Central and Eastern Europe, Scandinavia, Asia, Africa, the States, South America, let me know, and I will happily do that, because I really enjoyed the format of this video. If you did too, then click that like button, leave a comment for me, and also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And don't forget, join Patreon for 2 extra videos a month that I never release to the general public. And thank you to all those who have joined in the last month. I hope you are enjoying the perks, and thank you so much for directly supporting the channel. Thanks so much everyone. I hope you're nice and relaxed, and I hope you enjoyed having a little sneak peek at some beautiful places in Western Europe in this video. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Take care everyone. Bye 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 bye.